Welcome back to the VTuber News. This is Savi, the one who resides on the right side of your screen most of the time, and I'm here now just to remind you guys that I do have a goal for, at the very least until my birthday in June. I would love to be able to reach 20k subscribers, so if you could please subscribe and continue to watch these videos whenever you have a chance, I would really appreciate it. Just a small reminder, of course, and do enjoy the rest of the video. Ooh, subliminal messaging. Follow the squirrel. Subscribe to the squirrel. This is not a psyop. This is just me being a dumbass. Ooh, subscribe. If you thought it couldn't get any worse, boy, it just did. When I'm talking about Luminara, the agency that has a huge issue with their CEO. Their CEO has been called a lot of things, have been called out by a lot of VTubers. I'm going to go over some of the ones that we had gone over before and some new information that we have here. Just kind of a bit of an overview. I'm going to try to make sure that the chapters kind of fit better. Instead of making a large chapter, I'm going to see if I can make it a bit shorter for you guys. It may start out as a large chapter and then become a smaller one, and more segmented as time goes on, as I have more time to split it up after streaming and things like that. So first we take a look at Zentreya, which was the big one that the bigger one that mentioned what was going on. They try to lure in people, just going over this whole thing, they try to Kamana tried to lure in people into Luminara by using her name, saying that she basically actually signing in to his account a lot of times into her account, into Zentreya's account, in order to let people know, hey, I'm actually, in charge of this. I'm actually doing this. I don't know how he got those types of things, but, he did help her a bit or tried to help her a bit in some things, in some editing and things like that, but not enough to be the one that made her. He was trying to be like the one that made her, the one that made her big, the one that, got her channel to the where she is, basically using her clout, clout farming off of her, and riding the coattails of Zentreya. We have Barefoot Electric, which is Zentreya's manager, saying the same thing. Basically, Zen was later approached by many VTubers who were saying that Kamana was using Zen's name to gain more clients. So that was a horrible thing there. We also had Elara, who said that Kamana was actually banned from Momocon, and an anonymous source let her know this. Before the event started, he had attended despite knowing this. I know myself and others can confirm he was there in person because she was there at Momocon. And at some point during the weekend, he was noticed and escorted from the property by police. And I do apologize if my voice sounds a little bit raspy, but it's, I don't know. Today's kind of weird with allergens and stuff. It says, well, we have a problem here, everyone. Chris for Momocon, who made the initial contact. Review: Momocon has made the decision that we are unable to move forward with the participation this year. Because of that decision, we also unable to move forward with Luminara Legacy's scheduled participation in its current form. And yeah, basically, they're not going to be able to go to the event. And here is him at the event. We are continuing on here. Kamana was allegedly banned from Momocon for the past misconduct. He had a prior court case years ago. Kamana then chose to tell his staff the real reason he was banned was because the lead organizers of Momocon were upset that Luminara stole their idea for a Minecraft SMP server. And it says, are we actually serious? It says, I called Chris because he sent his number in his last email to explain to me the situation. They may allow Luminara to stay, but said me as an owner was banned. As of right now, he explained that it was rash because of when the lead organizer was pushing to have me removed, to have, Kamana removed. Idea who it was, because they were upset to see them take charge of the event a few days ago. This moment, staff may handle the booth. We'll keep you guys updated. They are using my past allegations as reasons. The actual reason they are mad at me is because of the SMP server. So yeah, they are he's saying that because they stole the idea, which is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous to see that. And continuing on here, don't want my experiences to take away from what everyone else is going through, but man, I'm just sad. Worked with Kamana during a lot of VTuber rivals, and he would reach out from time to time, advice on various things with Luminara. I thought he was trustworthy. I just hate being lied to. Please support all the former talents, and that's one thing I will say. Please support the former talents and everyone else affected by this whole mess. They need it right now. We're going on here with Kawa Entertainment. Kawa Entertainment is saying, I don't think it's entirely required, but I'm thankful that Kawa was not in talks, in no talks with Luminara. We hosted several meet and greets at last OKE. Kawa was made aware of the Luminara website reflecting pictures of talents that had not signed with Luminara and had no plans to, so we ignored the cold call emails and received to invite us to sponsor events. My heart goes out to all the talent staff and more that were lied to. Kawa is a non-exclusive merch company, not a management company. We cannot sign our clients up for anything, but we do try to get invited to cons in order to, get the hardworking VTubers some more stuff. When they sponsor concerts, if we are making merch for them, anyone who has implied otherwise is incorrect. As always, I find a typo right after clicking send. And, they're just going through everything here, the responses. And yeah, they were not involved in it. BriAltCookiebox is another one. Luminara did the same to them as they did with PiapiUFO, who I talked about last time. About Luminara pretended I was signed talent to get money from investors. Bri as well. Bri was used as a way to get more money from investors. He did this to me, then he apologized while name dropping Pia and others also unaffiliated in that conversation of him apologizing for name dropping people. So yeah, and she continued to say, also blame the person who told me about him name dropping for asking about it, because it was a friend going, since you are in a corporal. He said they shouldn't have mentioned the things I said about you privately to you, which was hilarious to me. If I had a nickel for every time a company signed me to their company and publicly announced I was with them without me knowing about it, because I expressed a genuine barest minimum amount of interest, they'd have 2 nickels, which does suck that they would have any nickels for this. Elia Stellaria goes on to mention the same thing that went on with Bri. I was in talks about hosting a game show that was handed to a contract to sign. It was a contract to join Luminara. I was confused and went to get it professionally reviewed in case it was a misunderstanding. Then I went to Offkai. I was surprised people kept coming up to me telling they'd been told I joined agency with Pia and a few others, and I never agreed to anything and was even more confused. After getting the contact review back, it was, I suspected, the advice definitely not signed, nor did I have any desire to. I don't like to normally involve myself in any form of drama, but I wanted to let people know, since it seems this happened to a wild amount of us. I don't know exactly to what extent my name was used. The last thing I'd ever want is for it to be used to cause harm to people, which is what ended up happening here, unfortunately. Please give tons of love to all the involved, especially those that got hurt. Go on here. Another one is Tifamin. He says, I was a volunteer that helped run Luminara's booth at Momocon 2026, but for being supposedly Pengy's genmate to an audio engineer, I pushed for a contract and documentation for my work that never happened. And that is another big situation that happened here. They had meeting on January 6th, talked about changing Luminara into a VTuber agency because they were a management agency, management stuff before. Talking with artists, elects, they provide models for the portfolio, asked about a trial period and contract with these, if they would be done, and basically trying to get them in there, and about the models and all that kind of stuff, that they were going to get a model, and what they were going to be able to contribute to, whether people were going to be getting models, things like that. And it was interesting to see how you are protective of your IP when there's not much to protect right now. So he goes on to criticize, just like what happened with Pengy, which I'm going to get to in a little bit. They were openly criticized about their size, the size of who they are. Asked urgency to join Valentine's Day concert project as an audio engineer, so they ended up going to being an audio engineer for them. Audio work will be factored into repaying the 2D model by Elex. Reiterated that I wanted things in writing, and Cam said that I would take some time to get it done. So a lot of these things he wanted to get done without actual writing involved, without actual contracts involved. Next month's leading up to Momocon, trying to develop an audio service similar to VForge. Interrupted my work VCs to show personal music or vent about personal issues. So a lot of, again, him misusing voice chats. And, it was invited to Momocon, and but they would need to do funding. A lot of things you can see here. I'm gonna leave this up here for you guys. A lot of rude comments about them, about Tifa. It says here, Tifa doesn't F with us anymore. She doesn't play Fortnite with me anymore, and other people stay up staffing the booth. Understood that Cam being a higher role needed to check in how the booth was doing. So a lot of just bad behavior from this guy. And again, with Momocon, he was not invited there. He was actually banned from there, as I mentioned before. So he was removed from Momocon as well. And as I mentioned before, with Pengy's specific thing was their specific experience with Luminara. He passed the Luminara editions. I have been lit talent ever since. I met the CEO in person at Awa last year, and while he had seemed to read kind at first, the main things that were going on here was manager asked questions about how the agency planned to operate long term, and the CEO would get angry every time that those questions were asked. 2, constantly belittle me for having no clout. 3, extremely disturbing imagery for the first time we met, and roaches, he had the sticks shoved into them. And 4, making fun of the original song that she had done. saying that it sounded like she had Tourette's. So horrible things keep on happening when it comes to this person here. You have Ravy, who is taking time over my own booth over in my own booth, basically taking over the Luminara's meet and greet at Dokumi. At her meet and greet at Dokumi was going to be covered by Luminara before, dividing table for them to be more comfortable and buy resources to do this. Me and my own personal booth will still happen, but more minimal size. Check the rules given down below. Streamer friends, if you want to visit me, please know I'm going to run a meet and greet. So they're going to run meet and greets that were going to be run by Luminara. Rainy is stepping up and helping friends there, which is amazing to see. Absolutely amazing to see. Next, we have SB, who is, I got to do an IRL meet and greet Momo with Luminara over the weekend. When asked, I was also invited to do a karaoke dinner event by Kamana. Personally, that it really icked me out. Then I found out that the reason Luminara booth looked dissolved, so desolate. This is the Luminara booth over here were banned from Momo because Kamana was banned from Momo. Prior to the con, we were unsure we were even going to have a booth. We ended up still having one, but we were shoved into the corner in the back and nothing prepared. No standees, barely a TV. Stark comparison to other cons Luminara appeared at, like Awa. I was not present when Kamana apparently showed up to booth. Consequently, was escorted out of the con. Just feel terrible for all the people who got effed by this guy. So they got shafted because of Kamana's mistreat. The way that whatever ended up happening with him. SB got shafted by the whole situation. They ended up not having a good booth, shoved off into the corner, not properly, supported the way that they should have been. Next, we have Apollo Rise. I said my personal stuff with Kamana is very up there. He took something from me that I can never get back. I'll just keep that and end it here. Staying strong as always, and I'm here for anyone, to all ex-talents and staff too. We go on with Vexoria the Sun Eater. Neither Zolan or I were friends, partners, business partners, or otherwise with Kamana. I mentioned this one already before, so I'm going to go over shortly with what both of them are saying. We have Vexoria sharing her story, saying that they had a business meeting where Kamana was trying to press about joining Luminara, and she didn't join, whether it be, as business partners or as a VTuber being part of it. And Cultist Zolan said the same thing. Cultist Zolan is her husband, and it was friendly, but there were a lot of red flags that popped up. Red flag 1 was that they wanted events. They wanted to provide YouTube editing. They had no intention of taking any form of payment from their clients. When we asked about how we're going to get their editors, they just said that everyone would be paid, and they had investors. So they had issues with some of the investors in the past. Red flag 2, no plan to sustain the organization, no way for it to grow. Red flag 3 was continuing to bring up his connection to Zen and bragging about other VTubers that they had, and look who I know to kind of get clout chasing. And yeah, they just felt very uncomfortable, and they were not impressed by what he was doing. It really didn't feel right, didn't feel good, so they decided not to move forward with it. And continuing on, we have Mofu, who put out a pretty strong accusation. They later deleted it, of course, but there's an accusation rolling around there after talking about Charlotte Vale's situation, that he was a PDF who groomed and dated a 15-year-old. Minors cannot consent to S with adults. And he self-admitted to flying out to have relations with the victim in his own video. Later, he deleted the video and claimed to re-upload it was AI. And we have other things, as mentioned before. We have Eggie, who has their own stories about Cam and Luminara. Honestly, I have no interest in dredging up old wounds. You know what you did. You're a manipulator, and you used everybody for clout. If you want the clout so effing bad, earn it. And man, I have no idea why Zen wants to fire me. I've been doing everything perfectly, going on with all that kind of stuff. You know why? Because you're playing a scummy businessman in an industry that is built creativity and cooperation. Don't believe this man has good intentions for anyone but himself. And I left N1 at the beginning of 2025 for that reason. Basically, they were lied to. Everybody was lied to. Way too many negative stories here. You have Neko Miki as well, about their affiliation with Luminara. They never were affiliated with it, but they were said that they were affiliated with it. Airs was because Neko Miki is a part of Airs. Airs was being badmouthed in many places. And towards the beginning of the convention, DM'd me on X asking if I wanted to meet. Then asked why he wasn't invited to the mixer. Basically making her feel very uncomfortable. about how he disagreed with Air's business structure, believed he could do better, told him I was happy at Air's and felt supported by management. He seemed generally surprised and almost offended by that. After the conversation, I learned that he had made more of my peers uncomfortable. So he made a bunch of people uncomfortable at Opkai, and he was just being negative against Airs and trying to badmouth people in order to, I guess, I don't know, get more people on his side. And he also blamed her for part of his negative reputation. He also DM'd the manager, a bunch of negative stuff that you can see here. It was really, really bad. He had a continual grudge against Airs, which was really weird. And Airs has been a very good agency to her. That's what she wants to make sure people know. But yeah, Kamana treated her bad as well and tried to continually, you know, have more bad information pop out. We also have Kori-Oujo, who was mistreated so badly by Kamana and the whole situation that they were about to graduate overall because of the whole thing. It was mainly with the CEO though. Other people, Luminara wanted to attend Anime NYC but couldn't afford badges. I wanted to be a good fellow professional in the space. 2 extra exhibitor badges because I had a booth, so I offered them for free. Cam started passing around the exhibitor badge. I gave them to people without my permission, which is not good, which would get Kori in trouble. And would come to my booth and act like they owned the space. He even took a business meeting there, interfering with the interactions I was trying to have at the booth I paid for. You can see the Anime NYC VODs, how uncomfortable I was with them taking over and abusing that space. So they were abusing that space. They also was about New Cloud. They try to continue to dig information while disrespecting the space I paid for. Luminara wanted essentially organize a large-scale IRL event within 3 months, which is already extremely difficult because, for those who don't know who Kori-Oujo is someone who organizes IRL, not IRL, but VTuber convention type of concerts. To be clear, there was a few honest staff members who assisted. I appreciated them, but then Cam, instead of Cam taking the lead, I had to direct people every step of the way. So she ended up having taken the lead of a lot of these things, which tires people out. And I paid for the venue out of my own pocket. Luminara did not contribute financially to the event. While I was organizing New Cloud concert, rumors were being spread internally about me and other staff. Villainized again. Kamana seemed to villainize people that didn't listen to him or didn't follow the specific rules that he had set and things like that. Cam was the main person responsible for posting the Luminara account. Even I reminded him to credit everyone who worked on it, but he never did. Couldn't take it anymore, so I announced a hiatus. And yeah, she was working really hard. She ended up announcing a hiatus. I'll keep it here for you guys to read if you want to. I'm trying to give you the short little bits of it. Only one person from Luminara attended New Cloud concert in person. I did not receive any real-life help from Luminara. Staff at New Cloud were volunteers, thanks to the USS Hornet. Train onboarded them myself. So, Luminara, well, CEO, of Luminara did nothing for this. Went out of my way to include some of the talents at New Cloud concert. She did a lot of stuff. She was cast out. They supported other talents, but I wouldn't even repost my important projects. Had organized my entire concert on their behalf, released my original music. So she got abandoned. She got abandoned afterwards. Isolated, discarded once they got what they needed. Glad Luminara is no longer creating false promises. That's why I left. Why I continued pursuing independent concert hosting. She did an amazing job, and it really, really, I'm heartbroken that she had this kind of treatment for what was going on. There's so many more stories, like VStella also mentioning that they were RealCamana and others were spreading that they were working with Cover Corp, Nijisanji, Isakorva, Obi Katie Cat, and many agreements to make free songs for the company to help try to boost together both companies, but none of them were actually started or completed. Kamana would scream at VStella for not doing doing enough, and belittling them again, and they're embarrassing him, all that kind of stuff. It's really, really, really bad. There's so many more stories. This is the VStella one here. You have Charlotte Vale, of course, who was dating Kamana and was pressured to have relations with him. Were also being told how beautiful other talents were and how he was going to buy the other talent stuff, was getting love bombed. There was lying involved. There were so many things, as I mentioned in the last video. It was really bad. Discord calls were done, and he was inappropriate in a lot of them. A lot of red flags were starting to pop up, as you can see here. Luckily, nothing was done without consent, but there were allegations of other people getting hurt by him without consent, being affected in some way without consent. So I did run that in the last video as well. There were many other people who did talk about that situation, and it's really, really bad. Like the whole PiapiUFO thing. The Pixel the Painter also is another one that got affected. There's most changes within the company, removes you from the event staff without telling me, starts seeing talents and staff leaving, company implodes on itself. Picks of the picture with someone that also had joined in some way, shape, or form. It is really absolutely horrible. Also, he used SVA in Flork. He ended up using Flork calls him out because he used SVA as a way to get more investors, as a way to get more people involved, because they were having some supposedly allegedly collaborations together. They were they were coordinating with SVA, collaborating with SVA, partnered with SVA in order to get more people, just like they had done with Zen. It is really, really horrible to see this, and that is where I'm going to leave it for now, because I had, if you can look at my last story, I had done a lot of other parts of other people mentioning the things that they had gone through. Really horrible to see. I'm so sorry for the people that went through this, and I hope that they are able to recover in their own way. And Editor Salvi here, kind of giving you guys a little bit of an extra here. Something that I forgot to add, but it's very important because they add a little bit more info to what everyone has been able to see. And it says, plain and simple, I am no longer part of Luminara going forward. I was announced as an artist last year on my birthday month and officially announced an amethyst. Very heartbroken right now. Made many friendships within the group. Truly grateful for their kindness. Thankful for the opportunities that I was given. The very first group to take a chance on me and my art. I truly am grateful for my time there. But the big update is this one. I just finished this meeting with Kamana alongside my gen mates. I was literally shaking and putting my feelings out there. I was about to cry. We find out that none of our merch sold, that we sacrificed hours with tight deadlines to make work. I'm so heartbroken. We trusted him. Because of him, all our efforts in Luminara. How the hell is this VTuber community ever going to recover from and trust companies now? They put in a lot of effort, and it turns out none of their merch sold. More than likely, not because people didn't want to buy it, but more than likely because RealCamana didn't push for it properly enough. They didn't push the company to push it and promote it properly enough. Probably didn't even put it out to be sold. I've been lied to. I have proof my merch has sold since last year. I was not paid. So they were told that the merch was not sold, but they find out later that they were lied to. So it got worse. Not only were they told and made to feel bad that the merch never sold. In fact, the merch was sold, and they pulled kind of a Shoujo. Of like, oh, we're not gonna pay you for things you've done. Since last year I was not paid. Yippee! I need to punch a wall. And yeah, he's disappeared from the internet. Kamana he's disappeared from everything. He has deleted his or at least deactivated his Twitter account. He's hiding from all of this. It really is sad to see, because I'm always the type of person, as you know, that wants to support as many VTubers as possible, at the very least with promoting as much as I can. And it sucks to see that they were lied to again in their latest conversation that they had with him. It is really horrible, and I really do hope that people can recover from this. FeFe is a female English language VTuber who is, has many places, has Twitch, the blue Twitch, you know what that means, and has YouTube, Twitter, etc. She debuted in November 2020, has grown quite a bit, and recently has gotten into a bit of trouble because of this. Or at least she's gotten some hate because of this. This is the blue Twitch, we'll call it, the top 1% of 0.1% of creators. This is their gold plaque that you get for being, as I said, top 0.1%. She's saying, look what came in the mail. And, she's promoting her blue Twitch. Cha-cha, let's go, FeFe. Thanks, Cha-cha. At least I know there's one VTuber in the community who actually cares about me. And that is the reason why. I'll show you the reason why she's saying about that. Congrats, FeFe. Don't listen to the haters. Congrats, FeFe. Huge W as always. Always support you, FeFe. Congrats. So, yeah, there's going to be people who dislike the fact that she does NSFW content. That is the big hate that she is getting here. If she does NSFW content or not, that is up to her. It is something that she has decided. She's an adult. It is a site that only allows 18 plus to be on there. So that is her content that she wants to make, but she also does make SFW content. And NSFW is not all that she is, which is why it is sad to see all this happen. Sis, it's not the flex you think it is. This isn't something to be proud of. Flaps wider than the Grand Canyon. Holy hell. Some people are evil. Holy hell. Deja Wu says, a shame she didn't get personality with it too. Can't wait for the next series. If FeFe purposely breaks Twitch TOS, then plays victim. Do you get a golden skin after sleeping with 100 guys or something? one of the blank of all time award. Surely, Momocon being a top 0.1%. That is a thing. Pyro Pups that show FeFe some love. This is gonna be me this year. Just you watch. Neko, Aruna Reaver, another person who does NSFW content. Proud of my friends. Go spam FeFe with lots of love. She deserves it. Like I said, no matter what they make, no matter what kind of content they make, they deserve to be appreciated for what they do, what they have, etc. And you know, they do not need to be mistreated for what they do. They do not need to be mistreated for showing whatever they want to show, wherever they want to show it, as long as it's an 18 plus protected platform, which it is. That's fine. They're not going and trying to show it to underage people or trying to show it to everybody who is in every single place. And it says over here, again, Banana Juju saying what she's saying there. Powder comes in and says, tell like it is. Shameful behavior, you shouldn't be celebrated. Twitter, don't be mad when you name things for what they are. They can't handle the truth. And the bitter bee who S's on other creators' achievements award goes to you, Miss Juju. So she is getting hit back. Juju's getting hit back with what she... Like, if basically, don't dish it if you can't take it is the kind of the way that the Twitter is treating it. I'm neither one way or the other. You know me, I'm just an observer here. I do give my opinions usually, but usually I'm just an observer. But yeah, she got, you know, kind of some flack for what she said. Thank you for your input. Rather be a blank than a hateful C like you. Is it too much to ask for both in one woman? And it says, FeFe seems alright. Wouldn't throw a word around in regard to FeFe. And yeah, so people are, of course, going and like basically, like I said on Twitter, don't dish it if you can't take it. We all saw that lewd art of yours, Juju. Sit the F down. I know you're rage baiting, but I still want to get this straight. You let people use your model for free in your Discord while you're trying to shame FeFe for charging people for curated content. The irony of that is unparalleled. I like you, but you literally have two NSFW sections of Discord dedicated to P of your model and the other of hentai. So I hope you're not being serious. Yes, I was always open about that fact. My fans can do what they want, but I myself will never be an S worker, nor will I take money for it. Anyone else notice the Chud tubers are becoming more and more anti-loot tuber? I don't understand this play. Like Chud loot tubers print money in this industry. It's weird. And yeah, why does people feel the need to push their morals onto others? So, like I said, they ended up getting, FeFe unfortunately ended up getting a lot of hate. Send FeFe some love, of course, because she's just doing what she wants to do. She has the right to do it. S work is actual work. It is, I have to say it that way because of YouTube, but it shouldn't be bringing a lot of hate to anybody. I'm not denying that, and she goes on here, you know, to defend the fact that she does have those things. Not me selling my P for the price of a Big Mac menu. There's a difference between me selling my S and S-ing and doing that to you. Virtually IRL for my fans, are my fans having their kick. And again, she goes here, unsolicited opinions from the online P when it comes to, you know, people saying, and the hypocrite award goes to Banana Juju and her lewd art there. So yeah, it is, it's a lot of hate being spread in both places. It is a shame to see, but I did want to let you guys know about the situation. She just had a very scary and very serious situation happen to her. And we're talking about Rye Is Bread in this case. Or Rye. Rye is an independent English VTuber, originally debuting in Twitch in May 2021 with the Rye project. And she goes on her Twitter to mention this. It says, last night was rough. Bartender roofied the shot glass that was handed to me on the house. Luckily, I tend to take small sips when trying something new, and within a minute from taking a singular sip, I could tell something was very, very abnormal and wrong. It was intense. I'm okay and safe now, and also home from the mini vacay. Gladly, I wasn't alone at the bar, and I never will go alone, but I'm definitely going to be extra cautious going to bars now. This really sucked. Please be safe out there and watch out for yourselves. And here's the main thing that I've always been told, because... Shocker, guys get roofied too. Shocker, I have been roofied before. Luckily nothing came of it because I was with my elder brother and my cousin. They noticed that things were not that I was being way more quote unquote drunk than usual from just taking a couple of beers. and I was very uncoordinated, just not only disorganized, but kind of just out of it. They told me something's wrong. We need to, and I asked the bartender. I was like, is something different with the beer? Like, I'm not feeling too good. It's like, dude, I think you got roofied. He actually told me, because he was a friend. It's like, I think you got roofied. Did you accept the beer from someone that you don't know? I was like, yes, I did. Because, you know, you feel safe, you feel good, you feel okay. But no. Luckily for me, I had family, but I was throwing up all night. And I kind of semi-blacked out there. Because I didn't really, I got very disoriented. It is scary. As a guy, it's usually not for the same reasons that it is for a woman. Usually what they do is that they try to follow you to your car, follow you to wherever you are after you leave or whatever, and mug you. Sometimes it is for the S reasons, but a lot of times it's to be mugged or to be, you know, beaten up or stolen or whatever, stuff stolen from you, whatever. It is to be victimized in one way, shape, or form. Luckily for her, nothing bad happened. She ended up going to the police station and made a report because my body was way too tired and fatigued. Thank you everyone for the kind messages. It means a lot to me. Can't stream much this week, but I'll try to squeeze some in. The main reason why I mentioned my story as well is because from there I learned, as the bartender told me, never ever take a drink that you did not see yourself be poured. That's why bartenders pour the drink directly in front of you. That's why you should always wait for the bartender to pour the drink directly in front of you, because you especially if you're in a strange place where you don't know anybody, anything can happen. Always wait for the drink to be poured in front of you. Please be safe. Okay. Yes, okay. It's working, I think. Holy fuck, I'm dead. Holy shit, I'm gone. Oh, God. Oh, my lordy, please. Someone help me, Jeebus, please. Jeebus. Oh my. I am a machine built for going forward that is not going forward. That is going in a straight line on the wall. This is not what you would intend. This is not the way this race was intended to be fought. This was not the way this race was intended to be raced. I swear. It's not. Look, okay. I'm gonna win, but this is the worst way to win. Holy hell. Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.